Baby Fight Club. The onset of puberty gives you two options: to become a dysfunctional, rioting slut who slips through the cracks of society, or to sublimate your bottomless energy into an activity that wins you prizes. When you live in the suburbs and your parents have read to you your whole life, you sort of only have one option, which is to sublimate. By the time I was 9, I already had breasts. Tiny ones, but they were obvious. We didn't eat a lot of meat in my house or crazy genetically modified milk, so I guess the breasts were from just being short. You grow to a point and then there's nowhere to go but out. I could feel in my spirit a growing wildness, like a tiny Tesla coil in a tin jar. That year, as I was not the only little beast falling prey to the early whisperings of the pituitary gland, peer mediation became a thing. Kids were getting into playground scuffles, and because our culture doesn't have institutionalized gladiator fights or public sexual initiation rituals, peer mediation was invented. I first learned to mediate in a formal capacity at Morley Elementary School through my training as a peer mediator. We, select and willing 4th graders, underwent a rigorous and incredibly progressive month of training on how to spot a conflict, approach students potentially in need of mediation, how to listen to both sides of the story, paraphrase, facilitate compromise, listen more, and to bring in adults when more help was needed. I remember my mom, Margie, perusing the baby blue mediator's workbook held together with black plastic binding. "Wow, this is great," she said. "I am so impressed that they're teaching you this stuff." That, of course, was the affirmation I craved, affixing my neon pink Morley Mediator pin above my useless foreign interloping breasts. The tribe of us, on our designated days, would stroll around the playground seeking to confront sparring children and to quickly de-escalate the situation. It's a testament to affluent and civilized suburbia that I never got punched in the face while in the line of duty, my braids and Gap stretch pants sailing over the school fence into oncoming Bretton Road traffic, my white paper-thin Morley Mediator cap dashed against the road and splattered in my own peacekeeping blood. Instead, I thrived as a peer mediator. I enjoyed flexing my verbal and leadership muscles, and I tolerated the part where I had to listen to other people. However, like Eliot Spitzer, I found it hard to police all these fights without getting a little taste of the action myself. And so, just as I became a Morley mediator, I simultaneously developed a love of wrestling. During the day, I'd end fights. At slumber parties, I'd start them. I was not alone in my bifurcated interests. Birthday parties and sleepovers in Leah's basement became a kind of baby fight club, where little girls, ages 9 and 10, could find themselves standing 1 minute and felled the next by their opponent. Their opponent would be a schoolmate, a chum, a little scholar doing advanced math, a hall monitor, a section leader, a yearbook coordinator, good girls doing French and Hebrew who just wanted to tackle their friends and pin them down so they could not rise again. I almost always won. My growth spurt had come and gone overnight, and I was now a solid chunk of balance and coordination, 4 feet 9 3/4 inches, and relatively muscular. The horrors of early breasts and pubes had forced on me a kind of body awareness that my spindly, hairless friends did not yet have. And on these nights, I'd be paraphrasing nobody. Conflict resolution was for daytime Emma. This was slumber party Emma. And the girls called out, 3, 2, 1, ding, 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 Emma wins. Who's gonna fight her next? Then there were the monkey bars, where we played chicken. That is, until the teachers came to their senses and stopped us. In this game, my opponent and I would hang facing each other. At the referee's signal, and my heart pounds just recalling this, we 9-year-old girls would coil our legs around our opponent, and in my case, rip the other little girl off the bars. I loved to watch her hands slip as I tightened my hold like a boa constrictor. The girls who lost to me, which was all of them except Anna, who was fat, and I'll get to that in a minute. The girls who lost, just before they'd fall, would take on an expression of bewilderment.